Gavin should take a deep breath and say, my best friend is Donald Trump. Maybe he thinks that and he can't say it because if half of the illegal aliens are in California and there's 1 million deportations, let's just say 300,000 self-deported, we were broke. So basically Donald Trump is taking wards of the California welfare system off Gavin's hands. And when I drove by sections of high-speed rail recently, there's not one. Our former colleague Rich Lowry has a very good column on it. Very good, and it's about the boondoggle, the not 1 foot of track laid, $30 billion. That was supposed to be the price for the whole thing. And 90,000 people in Merced, 400,000 in Bakersfield, and we spent $30 billion, and we're going to go from nowhere. I like people from Bakersfield, but compared to what most major rail hubs is, Bakersfield and Merced don't qualify. But the point if he cut him off, Gavin can say, oh my gosh, we were almost ready to finish high-speed rail. And Donald Trump cut it off, so I don't have to spend any more, so I can't spend any more state money. That guy deported people. Oh wow, what's our Medi-Cal budget? Oh, it's not so much in the red. And maybe Donald Trump will say, what you're going to, on federal lands in California, we're going to develop some natural gas or something. And oh my God, oh wow, we have the highest unemployment of any state. It's well over 5% now. And Trump is his punching bag, but I think deep down he thinks, I'm going to ride the Trump wave, and it's going to help me get out of the self-created mess that I have inflicted on California, and maybe I can use him.
What often escapes the media spotlight is how much Governor Newsom's political maneuvering is indirectly buoyed by Trump-era federal actions. For example, aggressive federal deportation stances have eased billions in costs from California's social welfare nets, a reality that goes mostly unacknowledged even as Newsom publicly opposes those very policies. Similarly, while California's long criticized high-speed rail debacle is typically blamed on state mismanagement, the fact remains that federal funding withdrawals under Trump made it politically easier for Newsom to halt further financial hemorrhaging. This complex behind-the-scenes symbiosis shows that rivalry can sometimes mask codependence. On a bigger scale, this dynamic is not just about local politics. It's a case study in how political and academic elites can construct careful narratives that shield themselves from blame. Often, the consequences of these policies fall squarely on working and middle-class citizens, while the architects of the system remain insulated.
I don't know what it is, but why would they vote for a socialist when they're all affluent and they're all products of capitalism? And that's been a question that we've all asked ourselves, and usually the answer is they have reached a level of affluence where they're never responsible or they are protected from their ideology. It's always inflicted on poor people and middle-class people, but not them. Their analysis is they weren't mean enough. We got to get mean. We've got to get tough. We've got to get mean. We've got to get tough. We've got to go for the throat. You did that. You tried to destroy Donald Trump. You impeached him twice. You tried him as a private citizen. You indicted him 93 times. You raided his house. You raided Melania's underwear drawer. You took away her banking privileges. You took him off the ballot. You tried that in 25 states. You lied in the biggest scandal in history. 2015 and 16, you invented an entire hoax to destroy a candidate. Hillary Clinton hired Christopher Steele through 3 paywalls to do what? To destroy Donald. You did everything imaginable. You turned a riotous bumpkin weirdo demonstration on January 6th into insurrection. You lied, said 5 people were murdered. You did everything that was dirty, angry, over the top. And what's the analysis? We didn't do enough. And that's what turned off people.
The relentless effort to damage Trump through legal and political channels, a saga ranging from impeachments to dozens of indictments, has produced a classic political backfire. Each new attack often strengthens Trump's support rather than diminishing it. Public trust in institutions erodes when antagonism is seen to overshadow due process. At the same time, elite academic circles face accusations of suppressing intellectual diversity. the dominance of one ideology and the sidelining of dissenting perspectives. It rules over everything from campus culture to national politics.
You know, finishing the manuscript of the second analysis, The Fall and Rise of Trump, and boy, I've been looking at every one of those indictments, and every single time there was a mugshot, an indictment, Donald Trump's, in 10 days, his polls went up 1 or 2. And they can be good things for conservatives, but this is what the left does when they're confronted with the reality that they had basically McCarthy-era loyalty oaths. If you are going to get this job, you must state what you have done in the past, the present, and the plan for the future to enhance diversity, equity, inclusion. That's what they do. If you don't answer it or you don't, you're not hired. So the result over these years with affirmative action, DEI, all that stuff is 95% of these elite campuses have liberal faculty. 95% of the faculty, I should say, on all of these elite. So why don't you try to junk the loyalty oath? Why don't you try to get different? They all love diversity. I mean, they define diversity as hating white males, but why don't they make intellectual diversity?
What starts as highly political tactics turns into a broader cultural reckoning about transparency, trust, and true diversity of thought. When diversity efforts become rigid litmus tests, and when all dissent is steered into isolated enclaves, real debate disappears. Historical patterns suggest that such ideological imbalance is unsustainable, and in the end, usually self-corrects when the broader public demands change. If you found this analysis valuable, please like the video, share your thoughts and debate in the comments, and be sure to subscribe with notifications on for sharp, fact-based breakdowns of the week's key political news. Your support helps independent analysis rise above the noise.